Hello everyone, Andrew Fixology, and got another repair today. Kind of figured out the spiel by now, so I do have a quick thing though before I actually start doing anything. I just want to say thanks to all the people that actually want to watch my stuff. I mean, I never thought I'd actually have people, or at least a crowd that actually wants to watch me fix stuff, or in some cases like with the iPad, attempt to fix it even though it resulted in a horrible failure. So I want to say thank you to all those that did subscribe or throw comments to me. I know I said this was going to be an experiment over maybe the last few months. I mean, now I know I haven't made 2 million subscribers or 3 billion views or anything like that, but I'm actually quite happy with the success that I've had and the traction that I'm gaining from it. So I think I've made the decision I'm going to continue to do these videos as much as I can. I think I put it in a comment once where I'm going to try and do it once a week. So that'll just be 100% dictated on if I get work at all. Unfortunately, I can't force people to have broken devices. I mean, unless you count me walking around Walmart parking lots and slap people's hands when they have their cell phone out. But anyway, outside of that, I'm going to continue to keep posting, and I'll post repairs that I get or even devices that I'm wanting to repair so I can add to my own personal collection. So hopefully I will see... hopefully you'll see more of me, but just be aware that it's not going to be something that I can do every single week or every other day, something like that. Sometimes I'll have more, sometimes I'll have less. What I will try to do is space them out just a little bit. That way it won't look like I'm doing all my repairs within a couple days or two. I'll space out a few days, so at least I get a video out every so often. So thank you again for all those that watch, and so we'll get right into the nitty-gritty. I bought a device off of eBay. It is a Gameboy Pocket, which I've had Game Boys before. I had a Game Boy Color and a Game Boy Advanced. I didn't have the original Game Boy at all. I was before my time, before I was born. And I didn't have the Pocket, but I had the Advanced, I had the SP, I had the Game Boy Color. I have one 3DS, but I didn't get any of the other ones because at that point I really wasn't following too much with Nintendo stuff. I've always been more of a Sony guy anyway, so I have all the PlayStation, PS1 through 4. Don't have a 5 yet, but that's because they're $500, $600, and I don't have that money right now. But I got a Game Boy Pocket here, which I bought it off of eBay for a pretty good price, and I just want to add this one to my collection. The main thing they said is that it didn't power on, so I already tested it beforehand to verify it, but what I will do real quick is just show you guys. And I forgot my double A's. I think these take double A's, not triple A's, right? Are these triple A's? They are. I'm dumb. Hold on. Well, good thing I looked at that because I'm running low on triple A's. Fresh triple A batteries. And then I had some old games lying around. Couldn't find any of my couldn't find any of my Pokemon games, which kind of sucks. I had red, blue, silver, and gold. So yeah, on button, no light, no movement. Joy's a little bit weak. Still works. Maybe it just needs to be cleaned up. So we're going to open it up, see what's going on, and go from there. If I have to do micro solder work, I will. Still haven't figured out on my electronic microscope how to properly transfer over everything. So I have the SD card in it, but I don't know. It's being funky. I mean, I did buy a cheaper one, so that might be the reason. But maybe for Christmas, if I get a bunch of extra money, maybe I'll fork out and get a stronger one. I mean, it's got the original logo on it. It's kind of beat up, it's a little bit dirty, but doesn't look like anything like scratch-wise, just dirty, which I can do that at the end. But what I am noticing is right in there, let's see if I can get a Good light on it. There is our good old friend, Mr. Corrosion. All that white crap on there. And then it's also on the corner there. So it could be a simple cleanup job, but obviously there's no way of knowing until we open it up. So what we're going to do is we're going to do that. And since it's an old device, yeah, it's got wings. It's got the tri-wings, the triple tips. I don't know which one it is, though. Maybe it's a Y1? It is a Y1. All right, cool. So I've actually never repaired a Game Boy before. I mean, I've seen people repair on them, and obviously the logic board, the circuit board on them is much simpler than what we have today in modern devices. So that's a nice thing about it. The bad thing about it is that since it is so old, I mean, you know, you can see the year in this 1989 to 1996. It's obviously is pretty old just based off of years, so finding replacement parts for them is not always possible unless I have older devices, which unfortunately all I have is an SP, and that thing works fine, but I don't know if the parts would be compatible because this is a Game Boy Pocket, not a Game Boy Color, which hopefully then, oh, that's for Game Boy Color. I just realized that. This one's a Game Boy, so that one should be okay. All right. So we got corrosion on these guys, which I think I can just pop right out. At least this one I can. And let me get something with a flat tip, see if I can just wiggle this guy out. Okay, well, the main thing we got to look at is here anyways. So, the bottom's a little bit dirty, but that just looks like flux, which I think you can just scrape right off. Okay, the main thing we're looking at is corrosion, which that's a lot of corrosion on there. I don't see anything on the actual tracks, although I do see some corrosion coming down to the bottom here. I'll try to zoom in, but there's a little bit on the bottom, so it might be on the other side of the board. Well, everything else seems to look good. The switch is working. It's not weak at all. Okay, so what I'll do is I'm going to continue removing this guy, which now I just need a bigger screwdriver. Move these out of the way. And we'll just keep going down from there. For all I know, it might just need to be cleaned up with all this corrosion, which a little bit of alcohol, a little contact cleaner, and we should be good to go. Okay, but I do need to remember to disconnect the screen, which this should just pop right up. Come on. Oh, wait, hold on. Ah, there we go. So these little tan nuggets here pop up, and then that should be able to be sliding that guy out. Oh no! Drop something. There we go. Okay, now I should be able to just pull the whole thing up. Good. Your speaker's a little dirty, but not horrible. Okay, the board looks fairly good. So now, power's going there, power's going there. And there's the super worn out piece right there. Yeah, that looks pretty dirty. Okay, well, let's just do a little bit of alcohol first, just to clean that up. I saw that one of you commented on using soap and water to clean up everything, which I do agree it does work very well, except if I'm not planning on tearing apart the whole thing. If I were to separate every individual component, yes, you can clean everything off pretty well that way, but I just don't have the need for that at this moment. All right, that's the right way? No, it's supposed to be this way. Yeah, they're not horribly dirty, but just enough where, I don't know, maybe a little dirt and grime can be affected by it. For all I know, this will end up being a short video. Who knows? But on to the more important thing right now is we want to look at this connection here, which has a bunch of corrosion. I wish I could pop that metal piece out, but it does not want to come out. Oh, maybe I just figured it out. I think there was a little pop. I think there was a little like latch almost in there. It is. Okay. Yeah, so it looks like a little bit of corrosion on the bottom here, where it's a little bit blue. And then on the backside as well, so maybe that's just not getting a good connection then to the batteries. Well, if anything, this is a good opportunity to see the inside of a Game Boy. It's always nice. And then do a little contact cleaner as well. I just got some in. Forgot to take it out of its box because I'm a professional. And by that, I'm sort of professional. Yeah, okay. I've used this stuff before, BW100. I think everybody who does electronic has seen this stuff at one point or another. And it doesn't leave a trace at all. I just can't get... I just see in there, though, there's still some blue in there. I don't want to leave corrosion on if I don't have to. When you leave it is when you start getting more damage. Unfortunately, it's on the back side of this stuff. I don't know if this comes apart. Nah, it's welded in place. I'm not going to bother, but... So that's pretty clean now. So I'm going to shove it back into place. I mean, sometimes all devices need are just a really good cleaning and they start working again. I mean, it makes, videos and entertainment a lot shorter, but on the plus side, then it shows you how to clean off stuff. Okay, so what were we on? These are all cleaned up. These are all cleaned up. That's a little loose, but I think it's just super worn out, so I'd have to probably try and find a new one of these or a new button in general. Let me just check something real quick. Yeah, it looks like the plastic piece is the plastic's actually just worn out. You can tell on one side there's no ridge on it anymore. So if you look at there, you go from here, there's a little ridge, but then over here there's absolutely nothing. So probably played a game that went to the left a lot. I guess that to be a Mario game, right? They always go... No, they're going to the right. I don't know. Okay, so you guys are going to sit there. Then I'm going to clean up my contact points here. Use a little bit of alcohol. Now, unfortunately, I don't have a portable power supply, so I can do like individual testing. Like testing the component. So I can put power in without having to like hook it all the way together. I unfortunately don't have anything. I'd like to get something, but I just don't have it. There's definitely corrosion around the outside of here. Nice little blue marks all over the bottom there. So just scrape that off. It's just tin. There we go. But I do see some corrosion down here at the base of those, so you know what I'm gonna do? Oh, whoops. Don't have my soldering iron hooked up. Ugh. And I think it just knocked something over. Well then, that's annoying. So I guess I'll have to do it a different way. Do I have an extension anywhere? No, I am not prepared at all. Gee, what a surprise. Poopsicle. Okay. What can I change this out with? Because this doesn't have the length to go around and over the top. Oh, it does. So wait, no, I can't disconnect that one. What does this one connect to? Okay, what does this connect to then? This one connects to my light. Man, how did I become this unprepared all of a sudden? Ugh. Alright, fine. We're doing it this way. I don't like doing it this way, but this is the way we're going to have to do it. Alright. Move this over here. Ah! I thought this desk would be big enough for everything, but unfortunately it's not. I have to really move stuff around if I want to do anything with it. Well, if I ever get a house, once I can afford a house, I will definitely have a much larger room for all this stuff. Okay, so we're going to move you guys over here. You there. And there goes the screwdriver. Well, I think it's a small, just a triple flathead, so it's not the end of the world. Okay, and then disconnect my hot plate because I'm not using it. There we go. Okay. All right, so see a little bit of blue on the base of this connector here, this positive one. All right, positive, yeah. So what I think I'm gonna do, I'm gonna reflow that back in hopes that it melts the corrosion off. And then it'll become a non-issue. Keyword is hope. I'm gonna clean that off real quick because that fell out of the start buttons. And then while my soldering iron's warming up, blow this out a little bit. Okay. So it's going to be this piece right here, which I will zoom in on so you can watch it. But all I'm going to do is, I don't even think I'm going to add solder to it, but I'm just going to melt it and reflow it. Definitely push some gunk out. So that'll at least solidify that connection. And then I guess since I have it, I might as well just do the other one. Just reflow it real quick. Make sure it's a nice solid connection on both. It is, and extremely hot because it is. All right, so all I did was just reflow them real quick. But otherwise, everything else looks pretty good. So the only other thing left I got to do is I got to clean off these. Oh, wait, hold on. Uh-oh. I'm noticing some corrosion. On this guy. Whole bunch of surface stuff, nothing internal. Alright, well. Guess there's only one way to find out, so let's put this guy back together. Push you down. Push you down. Okay, everything nice and connected again. That's working. The button looks fine. Sorry, I'm just eyeballing it real close again just to make sure. Okay, so that looks good. So let's put everything back on top here. And I don't need to screw it together to at least test it. So, put the Game Boy game in. Which actually, you know what? I'm going to do something real quick on that. Put some alcohol in here to clean it off, but then also I'm just going to go in and out of here, and then I'll clean up any connections. Oh, what happened? Something moved. Something moved. That was the speaker. There we go. All right. Just go back and forth a couple times with alcohol on it. You can do that with contact cleaner as well. Okay. Actually, one thing I am noticing real quick. That needs to be pushed forward, bent forward just a little bit more so it actually goes through and you can hit the plastic. Oops. Come on, you guys. Come on. Oh my god, just fit back into place. You'd think it'd be more simple. But no, now suddenly everything wants to come out again. Stay. Stay. Good. Good boys. Good. Stay. Don't move. I mean, it would be really cool if this fixes it, which is a simple cleaning, because then it's a nice, easy thing to add to my collection. All right. So then, positive, and that way. Still nothing. All right. So cleaning did not do it. Now, this is where it gets fun. I'm pretty sure these batteries are good. Yeah, I'll double check them real quick. Oops. I got a multimeter around here somewhere. Ah, there it is. Here. Ugh. Validate that these batteries are good. They should be at 1.5. 1.5. Oops, come on. 1.5. Okay. So we have something else going on now. Don't know if it's a power issue or not, because unfortunately I don't have a power supply to test everything on. And unfortunately, this does not have any sort of continuity checkers on them, which I realize is going to be a real pain in the butt now to test anything. Hopefully it's not a short on the board anywhere. Especially any of the CPUs, because I'm pretty much out of luck. They don't make them anything like that anymore. Alright, so I will have to do a little bit of research, and then I will get back to you guys in a bit. Alright, so I've been looking at it for a little bit, and I can't see anything super obvious, but unfortunately my multimeter here does not test resistances or ohms or anything. This is a super basic one just for like voltages. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on hiatus, and I'm going to go buy a new multimeter that has all those testing abilities, and then hopefully be able to figure out what's going on with it. Again, I hope it's not any one of the big boards on here, because if it's any one of these guys, unless I have a donor board, which I don't, I'm pretty much out of luck. But I did test all the connections to make sure they were still nice and solid and tight. Excuse me. All these were still nice and tight, no wiggling, no looseness in the solder, still have the mask on top of it. Even checked out the button itself, which the button I did notice has a small dent in it. I wonder if it's the switch itself might be the issue, but when I switch it, there's not a lot of resistance, but I don't remember if these are supposed to have resistance on them at all or not. So, because I always thought they slid kind of well, but I could be 100% wrong on that. So what we're going to do is we just put on hiatus while I get that new part, and then I will be back to double check it. So to you, it'll seem instantly. To me, it might seem like a day or two. So be right back. All right, so I was tinkering around with it. Besides, outside of doing the tracing with the brain's not working right now. The continuity checkers, but I did reflow the whole button up here because it looked like some of the parts looked a little loose. So I just redid the 5 points that were holding it down, and I did that, put it all back together, and lo and behold, lights on. And oh shoot, it wasn't doing this before. I had to reconnect everything. Oh shit. Look at that. Maybe I had the contrast wrong. Alright, let's see if everything works. Look at that. I didn't see which way the track goes. Ah. Oh. Oh, handles on Need for Speed on PlayStation. Alright. So I guess it was just that power button that was a problem. Oh no. Power button, it looks like the battery connections are a little bit loose. So like the physical limitation of the battery. Okay, so I just gotta find a way to make these stay more stable. And I'm guessing it's probably that connection right over there, and then we should be good to go. You know what? I think I know what I can do to make that a little more stable. most of the time it is just tin, so theoretically, I need something to hold it up. So what I'm going to do is probably something that people are probably going to look at me and go, what the hell is he doing? And I would normally agree. But my thinking behind this is kind of like the tinfoil trick, where if we put a little bit of solder on the end here, it's not going to work that way, is it? I'm not going to put a lot on, I just need a small little pad of it. It doesn't want to stick to this, which doesn't surprise me. It's old metal. There we go. Just a super small pad of it, which hopefully will give me more than enough connection to then make it more reliable. I mean, it could have just been AA construction too. Maybe the AA's back in the day, or the AA's, they had more of a point on them, more of a nipple. That could definitely be possible. Might need to do to that other one too, but... Okay, that's much stronger. Okay. Ooh, I didn't have to move it around at all. Nice. Look at that. All right, so this one turned into mostly cleaning it out, cleaning off the corrosion packets, fixing the button, it looks like, because the switch was super not switchy. So, awesome. I am super happy about that. I like how this is a Game Boy Color, but clearly it's not. Anyway, so looks like we got this Game Boy Pocket up and running. So all I need to do now is I'm going to put it back together, and then I'm going to clean it up and give you the final product. Now this is not something that I'm going to be putting up for sale anytime soon, because like I said, this is probably just going to be for my own collection, because I do want to try and collect a lot of these older consoles. Just something that I want to do, because I think it's quite interesting. Other people disagree, which that's totally fine, you know. None of us are perfect. We all have our different likes and dislikes, so I will not judge anyone on that. Well, I mean, there are a couple things that I do judge on. I judge on stupidity, but you know that's everybody. There's stupid, there's dumb people everywhere, and there's a difference between stupid and like just not knowing. Like stupid is gonna normally be around the times of like arrogant, ignorant, that kind of stuff. People who refuse to learn different things, different ways, different methods, all that kind of stuff. I know I can be stubborn sometimes. You know, that's just. Yeah, I'm Irish, so I'm stubborn as they come. But I'm more than happy with learning something if I don't already know it, which I'm okay with that. I enjoy learning stuff. I'm one of those people who, if I'm not sure how it works, or if I do learn something about it, I want to learn a lot about it. So I have a lot of random knowledge in my brain, unfortunately. Is it all good information? No. Is it all relevant information? No, but it's still information nonetheless. Because, I mean, knowledge is power. Except for, then there's the other saying, it's not what you know, it's who you know these days, which that can take you pretty far, too. So, I guess make friends with millionaires? And then hope that they'll let you live with them while you don't have to pay for anything? Or, maybe make an OnlyFans and sell your feet. Because people are weird like that. This went off on a weird tangent, so I think I'm just going to stop it and go back on with this. So, put the last of the screws in. And then I'm going to put the batteries back in it, which these are nice and fresh, so I shouldn't have to worry about any sort of leakage. Put you back on. Just clean out the corners just a wee bit. And then I need a microfiber. There's one. And my cleaner. So let's get this crap out of the way real quick. Whee! Put you up there. You can go over there. Give it a couple sprays, and let's see how well I can clean the sucker up with just a little bit of elbow grease. Yeah, it's still a little touchy, so I'm probably going to have to do a little bit of adjustment to it, but it is working at least. So I might need to just add some more layers to the top or something like that. Yeah, so a couple dents, nothing horrible. But put this guy in. Oops, hit the contrast. And there we go. So nice and clean again. Couple little marks, nothing horrible, but otherwise in good shape. So thanks for all watching me. I know this was a little shorter of a video than we're used to, but it actually turned out not too bad. I get about 35 minutes of actual content instead of me like just talking out my ass. So, all right, so I got it done. Thank you for watching. I will see you guys in the next one, which should hopefully be a nice little cell phone screen. Till then, bye.